CEO of Redline Solutions. Thank you for joining our webinar today, Directed Features in the Cooler. Our speaker today is Carol Golsch, who is Redline's Director of Product Management. Without further ado, Carol, take it away.
Thank you, Todd. Well, welcome everyone. I'm glad you're able to join us today. Let's get right into the challenge of warehouse management. As we all know, the big issue in warehouse management is striving to follow FIFO rules, first in, first out, because we want to get that fresh produce shipped out before it expires. But often competing with that goal is the fact that product locations are often left to tribal knowledge, and we end up with workers who don't know where best to place new stock, or workers who are pulling stock that's nearby rather than following proper rotation and getting the oldest product out first. And we see that this is an even bigger issue in peak season when the cooler is full, the result being in a traditional warehouse, often the location is simply the site name. It's the Visalia warehouse, the Fresno warehouse, the Wenatchee warehouse, rather than being the individual room, row, rack locations that tell us that product is in a specific place. Because the information is too broad, our visibility to product dates is often very limited, and verification of the product is done after the truck is loaded rather than at the time that the forklift is picking up the product to fulfill the order. What that means is that finding a specific lot or pallet is delayed and delays loading the truck. It also affects your inventory accuracy, because without product locations, inventory accuracy may be suspect. You don't know what you have, and you don't know where you have it or how much of it. But because sales relies on accurate inventory, these discrepancies between what you think you have and what you actually have can leave you scrambling to fulfill customer orders. Now, the process today for a lot of companies is that good old piece of paper, but we all know that that's pretty ineffective. Manual processes require a major investment of time, and often at different companies have one or two clerical staff whose job is simply to manage those pieces of paper, updating your daily holdover counts, updating the product age lists in your inventory, keeping them compiled accurately. Managing the product rotation becomes a lot more difficult and prone to errors. And some companies will resort to dedicating specific sections of the warehouse to specific product in an effort to improve their product rotation. It's an interesting tactic, but it reduces the flexibility for putting product away in general within your warehouse. So what's the impact? Product put-away locations can be inconsistent, and your products can disappear. You can end up with things that look a little unorganized, where you have different product all stacked in together. Your product rotation suffers, and you may need to donate or scrap materials rather than be able to get them out to market. Outbound trucks, they can be delayed because your workers are struggling to find product, and you end up with forklifts zipping around the warehouse. We know that product is here somewhere. The inventory says it's here. This slows down your order fulfillment, and sometimes you have additional costs because you have to substitute different products simply in order to get the trucks out on the road. And the result, unfortunately, increased overtime, delayed shipments, lost product, and a decrease in profits. How do we solve against that? Well, directed work activities. And in Redline, you have your options of directed put-away, picking, reserving, and shipping. Let's take a quick look at these features. A directed feature in Redline means that the Redline system is directing your workers where to go and what to get with your products. So as an example, in directed put-away, Redline Cooler makes decisions about the best placement for product when it's being put away in your facility. Now, your warehouse management team will establish the rules themselves according to what makes a matching product in your facility. Your workers will scan the pallets, which are then going to be matched to the known product put-aways that already exist, and Redline will direct the workers where to put the products away correctly according to the rules that your management team has established. Again, you make the rules. Your warehouse, your processes, your rules. But you can select them. You can determine what makes like products. And you can see an example here of a group of Granny Smith apples. And these were the criteria that this particular warehouse wanted to use for matching Granny Smiths to one another. You could set up your own sorting rules so that when there are multiple available locations, you can determine that they should be displayed in a minimum or maximum space ranking, or according to the last known put away. You can also determine what the allowed capacity is for each of your locations, whether it should be allowed to be full, partially full, or even allowed to overflow. And finally, you can establish your own preferred set of location types, whether it's finished goods, bulk inventory, QA, treatment, etc. You can set up your location type so that when your workers scan a pallet and select the location type, Redline Cooler will provide options for only those exact types of locations that you have already established. The net is that all of your like products will stay together, and the benefit then is that as you move into picking, reserving, and shipping, all of the correct products are together in one place. Now, in picking and reserving, Redline Cooler will decide the best product for order fulfillment. Now, your sales order team will have already established the order fulfillment rules for the order. There may be special things the customer is looking for. Redline Cooler will identify the products that match the sales order criteria and direct the workers where to go to gather the product that meets the sales order while simultaneously ensuring the best product rotation. Here's an example of the picking rules screen, and you can see here that we have scanned the sales order number. The system has confirmed the customer and the ship date, and you can see here that your picking rules include options such as FIFO and LIFO, pretty standard accounting principles. But your workers could also, based on the information available about the order from the info or notes button, determine that they need to provide to select product based on a receipt date, a grower block, a lot number, PO number, etc. The benefit of this is now that Redline will tell your workers where to go to exactly get the product that matches these criteria, and this eliminates costly shipping errors by validating the product before it's ever moved out of its rack location. Additionally, Redline will communicate order changes in real time to your team, and this increases customer satisfaction because there's a higher likelihood that the shipment will be correct from the get-go and nothing will need to be returned. Directed shipping, a similar type of concept, again about matching the best product to the sales order requirements in order to get it on the truck according to what the customer has requested. Again, Redline Cooler will direct the workers to products that match the picking rules that best meet the order requirements, and even down to the level of offering direct matches versus substitutions. Redline Cooler will also alert your workers whether or not product has already been reserved or shipped for the order and the quantity that's remaining. And so you can see here on this screen the sales order is listed here along with the lines on the order, the quantity, and what's remaining, and of course a little information about the product. Now Redline will identify if there's substitutable products available and send your workers to the precise location where the product has been stored in order to get the oldest product out the door first. Remaining quantities will be counted down as pallets are scanned and shipped. And if you have multiple drivers working the same order, you can have your forklift drivers working not only the same order, but even the same line on the same order. And Redline Cooler will still keep all of the information accurately organized and presented to the workers. The net of this, directed activities improve the workflow in your cooler because your forklift drivers no longer have to guess or remember where to put or find each pallet. And because of this, coupled with our picking rules, you'll have more successful product rotation, ensuring that older product is shipped first while the quality is still intact and suitable for marketing. Your workers are going to be more productive, and your sales team will have better product visibility, allowing them to take orders with confidence that you can fulfill them in the right time frame. At the end of the day, company profits will improve, you'll see less product waste, fewer customer complaints, and you'll be shipping more trucks per day. It's easy to get started with directed features in Redline. The first step, make sure your warehouse is ready for directed features. Create your location IDs for each room, row, and rack. Install your barcoded location labels. That's something Breadline can help you with preparing. The second step, make sure that there are barcodes on your pallet tags and that they are scannable from where the forklift drivers are sitting on the forklift. We don't want them having to hop off the forklift in order to scan the pallet tag. The third step, scan your products to put them away in the locations. A good, accurate initial put away is paramount to using the directed features. Finally, make sure your team are actually using the directed features. There are many options for what can be used in Redline Cooler. If you're not sure, write to us at support@redlinesolutions.com and we'll help make sure that your system is ready for these features. Finally, we'd just like to note that directed put away is a premium feature and may require an upgrade to your system. Check with your Redline salesperson for assistance. That concludes our webinar for today. We wish everyone a very successful day, a good week, and a happy new year when it rolls around. Thank you.